Hello everyone. So for the sake of introduction, I'll be introducing myself in my mother's language. If you don't understand it, don't worry, I'll be sure to add an English subtitle for that section during the editing, so you don't have to worry about that. Without further ado, I'll begin now. สวัสดีทุกคนด้วยนะครับ ผมชื่อคิมนะครับ แต่ในขณะที่ทุกคนดูช่องนี้นะครับผมอยากให้ทุกคนเรียกผมว่าเกนริวนะครับทำไมผมถึงเลือกที่จะทำช่อง YouTube นี้ขึ้นมาแต่ผมจะอธิบายเพิ่มเติมอีกทีหนึ่งนะครับก็ก่อนอื่นผมจะขอพูดถึงข้อมูลเพิ่มเติมของตัวเองก่อนนะครับผมเกิดวันที่31สิงหาคมแต่ขออนุญาตไม่พูดปีนะครับเพื่อ privacy ส่วนตัวแล้วก็ไม่อยากให้ทุกคนรู้ถึงอายุของผมแต่จะบอกไว้แค่นี้ว่าผมอายุเกิน18ปีแล้วนะครับก็สมัยก่อนที่ผมจะมาทำ YouTube เนี่ยผมเป็นคนที่ไม่ค่อยร่าเริงสักเท่าไหร่เป็นคนที่ไม่ค่อยมีประจิตประใจในการทำอะไรให้ประสบความสำเร็จแล้วก็เหมือนกับท้อแท้กับชีวิตมากเดี๋ยวผมจะอธิบายเพิ่มเติมอีกทีนึงนะครับว่ามันเกี่ยวข้องอะไรกับตรงนี้ถ้างั้นก็เดี๋ยวผมขออนุญาตเปลี่ยนกลับไปเป็นใช้มันเป็นภาษาอังกฤษนะครับ so why have I started this YouTube channel First thing first, I don't really want to see this as a YouTube channel, more like a way to document myself for my journey to start to cosplay. I'll go into further detail about that later, but just to touch on the diary part, the aim of this channel is just to put up a documentary style video about how I've grown throughout the 1 year that I'll be preparing myself before I start to cosplay. So during this 1 year, roughly around December of this year until the December of next year, it will be me preparing myself to be able to cosplay again. Now, you might be wondering, why don't I start cosplaying now? I'll explain that further also when we get to that point. But for now, let's set the ground rules that every video that will be uploaded onto this channel will be mostly on how I train myself. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And also how I take care of myself to be able to cosplay again. Now let's move on to the second part. Why don't I start cosplaying now? The thing is, I'm very self-conscious. I think I've said it in the introduction when I said it in Thai that I'm not the brightest person. It also, like, to be honest, brightest isn't really the best adjective. It's more like I'm antisocial. And I always have self-doubt about my own image. I don't want to bring up an old picture, but you can take my word for it that if you come and see me in real life, I'm not the most best looking. I don't have any meat on my bones and I have no muscles. Well, you might be saying that, well, makeup, filters, or heck, even bodysuits that mimic real life muscles can do the trick for me. See, the problem with that is I have to go out of my way and buy one. Filters, I know it is free, mostly on Instagram, Facebook, or any photo editing apps, but I feel like that is crossing the line between real and fake. Depending on how much you use filter, you can look completely opposite from who I am now and who I am while using filters. And I want to keep the level of transparency between you guys. Second thing is, I'm not the type of person who agrees with the use of muscle suits. Okay, this might sound like a rant, but if, for example, female use breast suits or suits that basically give them larger breast size to cosplay certain characters, I feel like those are justified because there's no way, unless you do surgery, to increase your, So I feel like the obligation to buy those type of suit is, granted or warranted in this case. But for male, I feel like unless you're the type of person that cannot really grow muscles, even though how hard you try, I feel like you can still gain, not to the degree of some muscle builders, which I feel like those are way too high above my standards and also way above my pay grade. But if you try hard enough, in my opinion, you can get into a better shape in order to cosplay better. This is just my justification on how I want my cosplay to be. As for my facial structures, I would say that not the best. It's passable at best, but with pores, pimples, and stuff like that. I'll also be trying to take care of myself in that regards. Now then, let's talk about the cosplay subject itself. Like I said before, I will take this 1 year to take care of myself. You can follow me along my journey of trying to bulk up, which will mostly be documentary style of how I going to gym, how I take care of myself. And you guys can ask questions and I'll try to answer them if I have any advice. Or you can ask any question that is not related to cosplay or gym at all. I'll be happy to help if there's anything that I can help you with, that is. And yeah, I feel like that's covered the basis. Now, let's go deep into some personal topics. So, why now? In a world where cosplay is more dominantly female, I feel like male cosplayers are quite rare. And I feel like, personally, I don't want to stand out among the crowds because cosplay is also like one of the many things that I'm interested in alongside anime and politics and a bunch of stuff. I want to be able to present myself in the best image, which I wasn't be able to do in the past years. I've started cosplaying around 2017 or 2018, but due to the loss of my father figure, I've dimmed down a lot in my mental state, and it hasn't got better. And it doesn't really help that when I started to go back into cosplay again, something bad happens. To elaborate on that, almost I think 1.5 years ago, I broke up with my then ex-girlfriend. It took a mental on me, and I was sulking for 1.5 years straight. I know it's quite dumb, but it's dumb now looking back at it that I have been able to sulk for that long. But now I'm already over that, and I want to take myself and take this time to a better place. I want to take the time that I have now and until I start to improve myself. You might argue that I'm doing this just to get back at my ex or anything. You can argue that. But in my humble opinion, and the reason I started this is because I want to be the best version of myself. Because I feel like I could have been better. I should have been better. And I feel like I can be better. Now that I've gotten all of that out of the way, let's talk about cosplaying and how I want to take it. So, the cosplay I'll be doing on this channel when I start will be mostly male, which of course I'm not gonna cosplay any female characters because I don't think I'll be able to cosplay any. I'm sorry if you guys are into that kind of stuff. Okay, the type of body that I'll be aiming is semi-bulky, so you can expect the biceps and six packs and triceps to be enhanced. I hope by the time 1 year passes, but also I would like to aim for the skinnier characters as well. I think I'll be putting some of the images of what I want to cosplay in the future. I'll probably show one that I'll start off with, and then the one that I really want to work towards. And then I think I'll put one that I think is attainable, but it's kind of a stretch because my body physique will change a lot when that time reaches. So let's start with the first one. The first one that I really want to cosplay is my favorite character from now a dead game, Kingsraid. His name is Evan, if I don't know how you pronounce because I'm not really good at English. So I'll be putting his image right to the left side of me, I presume, because I'll have to do this post editing. The goal for my cosplay, well, most of them at least, is to cosplay those characters that their outfit can be worn in day-to-day lives. I won't be going for the extravagant type characters that have a lot of ornaments or garments or armor, or in this case accessories. Although I might do some later down the line, but my main goal is to cosplay, and then when I'm not cosplaying, I can wear those outfits outside without looking weird. And this is one of the characters I feel like if you take some of the unnecessary parts out and leave only the undershirt, it's basically a very colorful formal wear in my opinion. So you can kinda wear it to campus, wear it to like formal parties, and maybe just wear out to go, go out with friends. That's my intent at least. The second one that I hope is more like wishful thinking at this point that I can cosplay is this creature, Gelidas from the game Seven Knights. I feel like this kind of body type I cannot attain due to my current physique, and I feel like I would probably reach my limits before I can gain that kind of body type. So I'll probably tone down everything so that it can matches my size. I'll still be trying my best to achieve that kind of image, but I'll explain further why I don't. So for him, it's more of like body bulking more than anything else. So that includes chest area, core area, legs, arms, you name it, and also back. And also the props for this will mostly be extravagant. So it also would also cost some money, I presume. But the things that won't cost money is body physique, which can be built by going to the gym, which is the purpose for this anyways. Lastly, I want to bring up another character that I want to do. Actually, three, depending on what I want to talk first. I'll talk on the case that is practically impossible if I change my physique, which is Abel from the same game. You can look at his picture. I'm not gonna lie. I can cosplay him now, but I'm very self-conscious of my how I look and how like how my appearance and my skin, and like I have a lot of wounds around my body, and it probably won't be the best. So I don't think that I'll be doing this anytime soon. Also, if I have the chance, I might try. No promises though. And then there's the twins from the same game, Brans and Brunsel. I actually forgot the other guy's name. These two looks very similar to Abel, granted, but I feel like with some tweaking to the design and outfit, I can wear it with my new physique, hopefully at least. And also the fashion sense is quite reasonable. I'm taking into account that I'm not wearing the corset or basically the shirt area out and change it for a normal shirt and just wear the pants out. That is what I'm getting at least. So yeah, that is some of the goals and some of the characters I'll be aiming for. Well, at least. Now, let's talk about end goals. The end goals is, this also might sound like impossible goal, is to be invited to some of the cosplay conventions. Yeah, that's the word. I know that is pretty much impossible, granted the fact that I would have to build up a large fan base in order to do that in the first place. And to be honest, I don't think that I'll have the time to even build up a fan base, nor the fact that the effort is there. I'll explain that a bit after I finish bringing my point across on my end goal. And probably I'll cosplay a lot more characters. The things that I really like right now that is like interest me is Gojo from JJK, and I think Blue Lock characters is also up there, and there's some slice of life anime characters that I also want to dress up as. Most of them are high school uniform ish, unless you're counting Cut to Kill Hitman Reborn 10 years into the future arc, where they're practically mafia boss wearing black tuxedos and rings and having like magical pets and stuff. But yeah, that's mostly the goal. Aside from that, there's also game characters that I want to cosplay as. I can name a few. I think Gilgamesh from FGO. I know FGO is also an anime, but there's also a game which I'm more familiar with. So Gilgamesh is one. There's Doctor from Arknights. I'm not sure about gender wise. I assume he's male, so probably that. Sensei from Blue Archive. Either some of the Arknight characters and some of Tears of Thermis characters as well. since their Tears of Thermis is practically an otome game and have a lot of male characters, which a lot of them have good designs. There's some fandom that I might not dive myself into. Some of them probably Genshin and Star Rail, if that exists during the time I started. Reason because this might sound like a blasphemy or a hot take, I don't really like the fandom that much. The only Hoyoverse game that I actually paid attention to before Zenless Zone came out and Tears of Thermis because of my friend who was playing it is the original Honkai Impact 3 and Honkai Gakuen 2. That's the only two games that I know and involve myself with Hoyoverse. And if you know anything about Honkai Impact 3, most of the characters are female, and those that are male are unplayable. I mean, you can kind of make a guess that Sue is playable in the form of Vita, but Vita is technically a girl, but I digress. So most of the male characters are unplayable, but the characters design are fucking cool, though I have to admit. So maybe some of Honkai, but I don't think I'll be diving myself into Genshin fandom anytime soon. If you're shifting that back to anime, maybe I'm not diving into DBC, even though I'm gonna take a guess that with my body physique, I could probably cosplay some characters, but I really, really, really don't like the fandom. Like, this is just a me thing. I don't really like people shoving the constant reminder that, oh, Goku solo this, Goku claps, blah 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 blah. I really don't like that, and I mean, I can always choose to turn off comments when I'm watching YouTube shorts or stuff like that, but it's gotten to a point that it kind of annoys me. And I think have I said my hero? My hero is probably one of the things that I probably would cosplay. Aside from, there's one character from My Hero that actually I want to cosplay as, but depending on how and depending on why and how I get there, it's mostly a dream case scenario. Anything else that I want to mention? Oh yeah, this is for the videos that won't probably be related to my journey. I'm not sure how my upload schedule gonna be because I plan the gym journey to be only once a month, so probably at the end of the month or fourth week around that time. I'll probably upload some anime review. Keep in mind that this is my opinion, and maybe some game review, and from what I plan, maybe some daily vlogs, not like how I live my life, but more of like the activities I do during my downtime. I could probably start that now, but given my circumstances right now and knowing the fact that most of my friends aren't really here. Oh yeah, by the way, just to mention, very late into the video, I have two roommates in this room. One of them actually suggested me to do a YouTube channel, to be a diary of sort, which is what I'm doing. And the other one, I haven't told him yet, but I'll probably ask him to be a cameraman or idea generator. Because he's very good with ideas and his skill with photography is also quite nice, I guess. So yeah, and other than that, most of the friends I have here aren't really available because some of them are working, some of them doing their own thing and playing Siege and I don't know, CS2, and I don't really play that kind of games. So yeah, I'll probably hold off on that until all of them get back. And by mean all of them is that my two roommates, and maybe indoctrinate a new person to play board game with us. Yeah, it's like that is like for a later date. For now, I think that's everything that I want to mention for like the introduction video. I know like at the end it's more like me ranting. Oh yeah, one more thing. The reason I start cosplaying, and I'll probably mention this later, so I'll keep it vague for now. I'm kind of doing it for someone. Not myself, of course. The body and everything, how I improve as a person is mostly for me. But like for the original goal for cosplaying back when I was a lot younger was for someone, and that someone doesn't exist anymore. So that goal kind of shifted to another person, even though the goal seems unreachable in a lot of way. I don't want to explain it in details because it's their privacy, and I don't think they even acknowledge I existed in the first place. So yeah, that's all I wanted to mention. I think the first video will probably be New Year's or probably around December time, depending on how much footage I have and when I have to go back to, family gathering and stuff. But I think should be December. Other than that, there might be some delay in upload schedule depending on how busy I am because I'm kind of managing a lot of things here also. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I thank you all for watching the introduction video. I know that it is probably like a very very long rant and explanation video. The meat and content of it will probably be next month. So yeah, I'll try to keep my promise on that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. If there's anything, I'll probably add in my opening for my gym video, so that at least you guys can catch up on or what's been going on, and I'll try to keep you guys posted on what's going on. Anyways, that's it from me. Thank you for watching.